can pray, we can avert the incident that I saw. There is an incident that I saw in the air. I don't want to speak a lot of detail. You know, an incident which involves human lives.
On Thursday, 8 September 2016, during a session of the prophetic voice, the man of God, Pastor Ian Ndlovu, gave a prophecy urging saints to pray for boarding schools in Zimbabwe. These were his words.
And then there is a disturbing thing that I was shown by the Lord when I was interceding for our country, Zimbabwe. In the morning, I saw 2 schools being investigated. After the occurrence of certain issues, separate incidents. So I just want us to cover all schools, especially boarding schools, because I realized in the vision that these schools were a bit removed from the mainstream of the community. The students, I could see some of the students who actually dwell there in those schools, and I realized that from the vision of the Lord that these must be boarding schools. I urge all of us to pray for two schools. We can pray for all boarding schools because the Lord hasn't specified which of the schools are actually these 2 schools. I want us to take boarding schools up in prayer. Definitely among the boarding schools in Zimbabwe, there are 2 boarding schools where there are issues which may end up being investigated by the authorities.
Again, on the 6th of October 2016, during an episode of the prophetic voice, the man of God, Pastor Ian Ndlovu, gave more insight about the issues he saw in 2 boarding schools. These were his words.
That we have been praying about. Some time ago, I spoke in this program, the prophetic voice, of boarding schools that I saw in a vision. Now, when I was praying this morning and also yesterday, the Lord showed me boarding schools which were being investigated by the authorities within our country. I'm not talking about boarding schools in America or in the DRC or in any other country. I'm talking about boarding schools in Zimbabwe. Definitely there are 2 or so boarding schools where things are not going right, where I saw Ministry of Education officials send some of their officials to go on a fact-finding mission. Let us pray for boarding schools. And I saw a cross in one of those schools and people singing church songs, which means one of these boarding schools that God was showing me in a vision, it's a church school. There are things which are not going right there. And we need to pray, especially for issues to do with sanitation and issues to do with morality. Issues to do with sanitation and issues to do with morality. Because as I continued praying about this issue, God gave me further light that we need to pray for issues to do with sanitation and issues to do with morality.
On the 16th of October 2016, different online news sources carried reports of a Catholic teacher who committed suicide after 9 school pupils reported him to the school authorities for alleged sexual abuse. The man of God, Pastor Ian Ndlovu, urges all the saints to continue in prayer for schools, especially boarding schools, across the nation of Zimbabwe.